Hello, okay. I'm going to do another one of our stories from our 80 Tales from around the world, and this one's just for you to listen to. Okay, this one's from New Zealand, which is obviously near Australia. It's just off the coast of Australia, but not too far from them. Okay, so it's nearby where our boomerang story came from. And this one is called the Kiwis Gift. Now, a kiwi is not a fruit. Okay, we often get kiwis over here that are a fruit, but a kiwi is a little kind of bird that has a really long beak. I'll see if I can show it to you there. Hopefully you can see that. And they're very, very small, and they're very famous within New Zealand, and their rugby team is called the Kiwis, okay, because that's like their national animal. So, insects were demolishing the great forest, feasting on the trees, chomping through the branches, until they fell to the leaf-littered floor. Tana Mahuta, the god and the guardian of the forest, was very concerned. "I shall give you one of my birds to protect the forest," said the god's brother, Tani Hoka, and he was the lord of birds, the protector of everything that flew in the air. The bird and his family will eat the insects to lessen their numbers. Tani Hoka called out to all the birds, and they came flapping to the high rock, jostling to find a spot close enough to their god at the top of the kauri tree, the highest perch in the forest. "The forest needs urgent help," explained Tani Hoka. Oh, they put these names in too often. "When all had settled in the branches, the trees are being eaten alive by insects, and I want one of you to move your family to the forest floor to keep the numbers in check." His request was greeted with silence. Move to the forest floor when it was dark, where it was dark, and hungry animals prowled. All of the birds shuddered at the very thought. They were created to fly in the sun and in the sky, to flee from danger. "I know it's a big sacrifice," said Tana Mahuta, "but my brother assures me that one of you will offer yourself." And he fixed his night-dark eyes on the blue-feathered tui bird who was sitting right at his feet. "Will you move to the forest floor, Tui?" The bird did not dare look into the god's eyes as he shook his head. "You know that I'm scared of the dark. I hear that the sun never shines through the canopy." Tana Mahuta turned to Pukio, a little hen. "Will you consider moving?" They tell me the forest floor is littered with rotting leaves," cried Pukio. The damp and the cold will ruin my dainty feet." "And how about you, Pipiwahora? Will you give up the sunshine to protect the trees?" The shining cockatoo stared at his feet. "I'm too busy building a new nest in the cabbage tree. My wife is expecting to lay eggs soon." "I see," said Tana Mahuta quietly. And just then the kiwi bird flapped his enormous rainbow wings. "I will move." All the other birds gaped in astonishment. The kiwi liked nothing better than soaring through the sky on his great wings, riding the wind. Why would he choose to spend the rest of his life on the forest floor? If the forest dies," said the kiwi, "we shall all lose our homes. We will all perish, and I don't want that to happen to my children, or to any other bird's children for that matter." "I must warn you," said Tana Mahuta gently, "that once you give your word and move to my kingdom, you will not be able to remain in the realm of the air. You will lose your ability to fly forever." "I understand," said the kiwi bravely, trying to keep the fear out of his voice. He took one last look at the dazzling sunshine and the bright blue sky, and then climbed down through the forest canopy. The branches of the trees closed over him, hiding him from view. "Your lack of courage disappoints me," Tanaka Hoka cawed at the birds left on the kauri tree. He pointed his beak at the three closest to him, the ones that had made sure they were all at the front of the crowd. "From now on, Tui bird, you shall have 2 white feathers on your neck, a badge to show that you are cowardly. And you, Pukiko, with your airs and graces, you shall live forever in the marshes, where your feet will always be covered in mud. And as for you, shining cockatoo, you will never build another nest. You will lay your eggs in other birds' homes." He looked down through the trees where the brave kiwi was starting to gobble up lots of insects. And as for the kiwi, his feathers will lose their beautiful colours because he lives in the shade of the trees. His wings will grow so small that they will practically vanish, but he will be one of the most respected birds in the world, a shining example of the selfless love and bravery. He will always be associated with the true spirit of this wonderful country. And Tanahoka's words came to pass to this day. A small, flightless bird, no larger than a hen, is one of the most famous birds in the whole world. And often, if you say to people, do you know where kiwis come from? They'll immediately say, if you talk about the bird, not the fruit, they'll immediately say New Zealand. Or if you say, what bird do you know that comes from New Zealand? They'll often say a kiwi. It's one of the most famous birds. Even their rugby team, like I say, is called the Kiwis. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed that. And again, another little message in there, okay, about being brave, being resilient, okay? Yes, things might change, okay, but be resilient. We change as well, okay? Be brave. I think that's the message I took from that story, okay? And you will earn the respect of other people. Okay, take care, and I'll speak to you all soon.